Do you know what? This is the sad thing about the globe Earth. I so wanted it to be real. And I had more reasons than most for having a bias for wanting the globe Earth to be real. I tried and I tried and I tried to prove it with some kind of practicality that we could all test and verify for ourselves. I had to wade through a lot of bullshit, a lot of misrepresentations, a lot of straw men, had to deal with a lot of propaganda, a lot of game playing, a lot of online characters who were clearly at it. But ultimately, just by fine-tuning and simplifying my approach, by not accepting any evidence unless it can be tested and verified by all, certainly not looking away from the Earth at things in the sky, and then assuming all the things we can test and verify for ourselves are wrong. This thing on our screen, as most of the long-term regular viewers will know, is impossible. For me to give details of what the Earth is would require full exploration. It would be insane for me to come up with maps, models, a bigger picture. I'd just be making stuff up. I would need to travel, explore this place, to then shed light on the bigger picture of where we are. It's obvious it's not a ball in a vacuum. That's long gone. People who can't see that, I wish you the best of luck. You're either baffled by the propaganda or you've been enslaved by the education system, which has done anything but educate you as far as discerning reality and making sense of what should be an obvious truth. Like I said earlier, I more than most wanted the globe Earth to be real. I really did. It's not. I went through a bit of an emotional battle with that back in the day. That's a long time ago. The moment I simplified things and didn't have any bias, whether it be flat Earth, globe Earth, whatever, I simply stood by the things we could test and verify for ourselves. Life became a lot easier, and approaching and discussing this subject with other people was much easier. The words flat Earth have been weaponized to be used on many different levels against anyone that chooses to use it in a positive sense. Now, you're going to, a lot of people will have knee-jerk reactions to what I've just said there. But unfortunately, that is the case. The moment you mention those two words, eyes start rolling, all sorts of strawman idiocy gets spouted by people who clearly don't know what they're doing, what they're saying. They're just reciting mantras and basically playing out knee-jerk reactions that to watch is fascinating, slightly disturbing. But I bypass all of that silliness. I think I told the story a while back about a group of brickies in the canteen at work. I came in and they were like, "Oh, what's this about the flat Earth drive?" Oh, all laughing and joking. And within a couple of minutes, this canteen of mockery had been put straight by demonstrable reality. Some simple truths, tower cranes, plumb bobs, levels, things these practical construction men, bricklayers, could grasp. Putting aside all the strawman maps and models, putting aside all the propaganda, putting aside all the online characters promoted by the mainstream media, stripping this subject bare just to practical references we could all test and verify for ourselves. Once I'd done that in the canteen with the brickies, that canteen of mockery had gone to one of pure silence. The looks in their faces was priceless. And again, that's not a thing of ego for me. I'm way past all that silliness. It was just nice to see the penny drop on quite a few lads who only minutes earlier were laughing and trying to mock, essentially playing out a deluded pantomime in front of me. Over the next weeks, some of those lads, curious by that interaction, asked me questions and bits and pieces and were fascinated by the subject. And immediately, when they went online to look at stuff, they were met by an onslaught of propaganda and bullshit. Misrepresentations, ridiculous cartoons, enough to put a lot of people off. And that's how this mechanism works. Misrepresent the other person and then rely on the education system to dumb down the general populace to not see the games at play here, to not discern the simple truth, to bow down to perceived authority, even though they're trying to tell you reality is exactly the opposite to what can be tested and verified by oil. Here is a few firework displays. Here is some space pantomime. Here, some silly imagery. Here, some hairspray pantomime. The Earth's a ball in a vacuum. I can't demonstrate it with any kind of practicality. Here, some stars and observations. Nothing backs the globe Earth theory. Nothing that has any practicality. Any claims that are made are just stories that aren't backed up by scientific references. It's crazy. So like I originally said at the start of this video, I've gone on a bit here, I, more than most, wanted this silliness on our screen to be real. Sadly, it's not. Oh well. The exciting thing is, we don't know where we are, which was to some is quite scary. To me, I find it very exciting. It only brings that to the surface even more for me. Full exploration. That's what fills in the boxes, the empty boxes here, and answers the unanswered questions. We've got to explore this place. It's as simple as that. How exciting would that be? Have a good one, everyone.